Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. I'm Kirsten, this is Casey's Book Corner, and I'm here with another weekly roundup video for you. Let's dive into the 3 books that I read last week, the books that I plan on reading this week, and the books that I accidentally added into my shopping basket when I was buying textbooks for college. So get comfy, get cozy, pull up a chair, have a drinky. Oops. Cheers. Let's get started. So, last week I read 3 books. First up was In Our Likeness by Brian Van Dyke. This was the Amazon First Reads pick for August. It is a mind-bending, reality-altering, really interesting sci-fi about artificial intelligence and what could happen if it was possible to change the narrative. It did get quite trippy towards the end, but I did really enjoy it, and it was a really good start to my week. Next up, I read Natural Selection by Ellen Hildebrand, which also came with the Amazon First Reads picks. It's a short story about self-discovery, and while it was somewhat predictable, it was still a really cute, heartwarming little read. And lastly, yesterday I finished listening to the audiobook of Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig. This is the second part of the Shepherd King duology. I really enjoyed the first one, and the second one exceeded that loads. I found Elm to be such an amazing character. He was really well padded out and it worked perfectly in the narrative. And the character arc around Nightmare is just chef's kiss. If you've read the first book and you loved it, the second will absolutely not disappoint. And if you are looking for a romantasy read that is complete, get that added to your list. It's really, really good. I enjoyed it. And I will be doing a full video review of the duology soon. Moving on to my plans for this week's reading. I am about halfway through Hunting Adeline, and the jury is still out on this one a little bit. I really, really enjoyed Satan's Affair and Haunting Adeline. I think maybe I've oversaturated myself, so I'm going to give myself a couple of days and come back to it and finish it off. I have also started the second Lord of the Rings book. I've been really struggling with Tolkien's cadence and pacing, but I think I'm getting used to it. And now that I know some of the characters a little bit better, things are making sense a little bit quicker than they maybe were in the first book. Last, but by no means least, I started a new audiobook yesterday after finishing Two Twisted Crowns. It's called I Know My Name by CJ Cook. This was recommended to me on Instagram. Well, this author was recommended to me on Instagram. I've never read anything by this author before, and this book seems really intriguing so far. I really like the premise. I quite like an amnesia trope, so we'll see where it takes us. And we'll see what happens. Now for the book haul. I have a little sneaking feeling that this may be my last book haul for a while, because I think I need to put myself on a ban of some sort. It's getting out of hand. So yes, when I was on the World of Books website adding in secondhand textbooks for college, somehow, I don't know how, 4 books managed to get into my basket and paid for without me noticing. It's a sheer accident. And then when they arrived in the post, oh, look at that. I wonder how that happened. I figured I bought 4 textbooks. I should treat myself with 4 books. That makes complete sense. Plus, it was buy 3, get 1 free. So I really only bought 3 textbooks and 3 books. My logic makes sense, I promise. First up, we have The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Now, I have read Daisy Jones and the Six. I listened to that on audiobook and I really, really loved it. I loved how it played out. I loved the theatre of it. So I'm hopeful that this will be just as good and it will hit the mark just as well. I don't know loads about it, but I have seen it everywhere for quite some time now. So I'm sure it will do the trick. Next, I put Icebreaker by Hannah Grace into the old basket. This is like a sports romance. I've never really read any kind of sports romance before, but again, this is one I've seen so much about that I feel it's definitely worth a little shot. I've also heard it's quite spicy despite how innocent the cover may seem. Exciting. Keeping myself in the Booker Prize theme that I'm in at the moment, I picked up A Little Life. Now, first of all, look at the size of this. This is significant. This is going to take me some time. I have also been made aware that it is very emotional. So again, this means that I probably will take some time over it. But I am really, really excited. I've heard amazing things about this book. So when I am in the mindset for it, I am going to pick it up and I imagine I will love it. Last but by no means least, I picked up Burn by Juliana Baggott. This is the third in the trilogy, the Pure trilogy. I have the first two and I've read the first one. I didn't want to start number 2 until I had 3 in my possession because it's getting good. This is like a dystopian young adult fiction book. It's dealing with like post-apocalyptic conspiracy theories, loads of intertwining dystopian themes going on about 2 young people, one from each side of the apocalypse, and their journey to changing the way things are. I'm excited about this one, very much so. And that wraps up my reading review for last week. It was pretty varied. Next week feels like it's also going to be very wide-ranging in terms of genre, which I love. I'm pushing myself out of my comfort zone so much over the last 6 to 12 months of my reading journey that it's actually getting really quite exciting now. You never know what way I'm going to go. So if you've read any of these books, or if you have any other recommendations for me, drop me a comment, let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe and do all that fun stuff with all them buttons. I'm on the countdown currently to starting college. It is exactly 1 week today until my first day back. So I'm a little bit nervous, a little bit excited, but I'm keen, very keen to get started. I will be back in a couple of days' time. I'm here every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. So until then, I hope you have a great week. Happy reading. Cheerio!